too have ridden a roller coaster somewhat, but mainly it's against Conway that they've had the troubles. They've lost to the Conway Tigers twice in the early season, and they lost a non-conference game early in the year in an early season tournament to Hillcrest out of the upstate. And Simpsonville Hillcrest is number 2 ranked in 4A in South Carolina this year. So you had 2 top 10 4A teams that North Myrtle Beach has lost to for a 9-3 record overall, and a big win over St. James on the road on Tuesday night. St. James, along with Wilson, was the favorites to win the region championship, but now they both have lost in the opener on their home floors. So St. James lost to North Myrtle Beach on Monday night. Wilson lost to Myrtle Beach on Saturday afternoon. So Wilson desperately needs this win if they want to stay in the race. They are 0-1 right now. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Wilson Tigers. They'll start in the backcourt with Blake Walker. 15 points, 6 steals, and 4 assists per game. He is the catalyst in the backcourt. Their top scorer is Jamal Bryant at 12.5 points and 10.5 rebounds. Jaquan Jackson and Duncan Lysander play in the backcourt. Actually, Lysander is 6'5". He'll play along the front line, and he'll be joined by Jackson and Jeff Gandy. For the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs, same group that we saw last Friday night against the Conway Tigers. Stephen Bryant, 6'3" sophomore. William Doodle Hill. As a matter of fact, Coach Cameron Kaler said, I didn't even know his first name was William until midway through the year. Everybody calls him Doodle, so that's what we'll call him tonight as well. Matthew Stanlin, 5'11" senior. Drew Dunn, a 5'11" senior, and their big man inside is Josh Livingston. But Livingston's going to have 2 6'5" players for Wilson tonight to contend with in the early going. Officials for tonight's game is a good crew, maybe the best 3-man crew in high school basketball I've seen put together in a long, long time in South Carolina. All 3 of these guys have played or called in the Beach Ball Classic, and well-deserved. The lead referee is Jim Tolman, and the judges are Joe Rosano and Jake Rosick. They are meeting with the head coaches as we speak, Derek McQueen and Cameron Kaler. And Kaler from West Virginia. Went to school at the university, actually West Virginia University. He's from the Upper Panhandle, and he coached at Fairmont, but he's from Wheeling, West Virginia. And Derek McQueen was a high school star at St. John's High School in Darlington before the schools consolidated, Darlington or St. John's and Mayo, to form Darlington High School. And Derek McQueen played his college basketball at Wake Forest in the ACC. So 2 Power 5 conference coaches going up against one another in a powerful matchup between the Chiefs and the Wilson Tigers. Told you, North Myrtle Beach, their only losses were to Conway and to Simpsonville Hillcrest in the shootout by the sea right here on this floor. Last week, Conway defeated North Myrtle Beach in the HTC game of the week by a score of 53-39, and I didn't think either team played particularly well that night. The coaches agree with that, but North Myrtle Beach had an even better shot at beating Conway right here in this building, 63-58, back in December. But Conway has rolled. They've only lost twice to this point, once to the #1 ranked team in the state in Wando, and they surprisingly lost the very next game to St. James. But St. James, nothing to sneeze at either. Monty Carr's team, very talented, with Jackson Hurston leading the way down at the south end of the Grand Strand. So we're just about set for the opening tip between the homestanding Chiefs and the visiting Tigers. Tigers wearing their Road Royal purple tonight, and the gold numerals and white trim with Wilson across the back. That's right, it's the name on the back of the jersey that matters for Wilson this year. They have Tigers on the front, of course. And North Myrtle Beach, Chiefs across their chest, white jerseys with blue numbers and gold trim, and the multicolored trim along the side. So the Chiefs hosting the Tigers tonight. And 6'5" Jaquan Jackson will face 6'5" Josh Livingston to jump it up in the center circle. Jim Tolman ready to toss it, and we're underway. It was batted by Livingston, but right to a Tiger. Up and under. Scoop shot is no good by Blake Walker, but a press in the backcourt by the Tigers causes a foul and turnover. So it'll give it back to North Myrtle Beach. 10 seconds gone. And the Chiefs getting their first attempt. Livingston, near side, Stanlin. He jacked a couple of threes last week against Conway. Pass underneath to Stephen Bryant, up off the weak side for the two. Nice drive up underneath the basket, and using the rim as a defender, Stephen Bryant scores the first bucket of the ball game. Crossover dribble, little shake and bake, 2-point shot, heavy, and Livingston rises above the crowd to pull it down for the Chiefs. Doodle Hill with the basketball, sends it far side to Stanlin, near side to Dunn. He hit several threes. Now Stanlin jacks it in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound taken by the Tigers. Just over a minute gone. Wilson still looking for their first bucket. There's Lysander. Lysander missed again from close range. That was the top scorer, Blake Walker. He scores at a 15-point clip every night. Both coaches on the sideline directing traffic. McQueen on the defensive end. They're in a zone. North Myrtle Beach can get them out of that with their three-point shooting. Great pass inside, though. Livingston off to Bryant, and Bryant has all 4 points in the ball game. 2.5 minutes gone now, or excuse me, 2 minutes gone, and Wilson still looking for their first bucket. And they still are, as Bryant claims the carom. North Myrtle Beach, 3 possessions and 2 scores. Reach in, ripped out by Blake Walker, 5'10" sophomore. And he averages 6 steals a contest. That's legit. And there's a kick. So that'll belong to the Chiefs. They'll stay on their end. Cameron Kaler calling out the play. That's Derek McQueen right there. He was a fabulous point guard in high school. He was one of the first players that I scouted when I still had. There's one of the steals I was talking about. Blake Walker. Walker up underneath, and they're not going to give him the basket. They're going to say it was an offensive foul, wave away the bucket, and put it on Walker. That was tough. You see the steal, up and under. I don't know, tough call. He seemed to be there, but he was leaning. HTC replay. Stanlin, foul line extended, near sideline. Now Wilson has gone to a man-to-man. Nice drive by Stanlin, missed it. Put back up by Bryant. Bryant is owning the glass right now for North Myrtle Beach. He's patrolling that paint. He's wielding an iron fist in there right now. Stephen Bryant, much more aggressive than he looked last week against Conway. Only a sophomore. He's calling for it, but it's bounced underneath the Livingston, and he fell down to lose it. Lysander, all the way to the hole. Nice drive. No! Still looking for their first points. Lysander. Reverse layup, no good. Finally tipped in by Jamal Bryant. 12.5 points. Bryant's second leading scorer on the team. They put 3 up there. Should be 2. It is. Dunn He nailed 3 triples last week against Conway, but didn't get started until the second half. Outside Doodle to Dunn. Foul line. Kick out for Livingston. He can shoot it. Long rebound for Bryant. Bryant, lead man pass. Off to Walker, or make that Birch. Livingston claims the rebound. That's his 3rd here in the early going. Doodle Hill off to Dunn for 3. Missed everything. He started slow last week too. But he heated up in the second half. The Wilson coaching staff wants them to turn up the tempo a little bit on offense. They want to force things. Here's the drive baseline, hanging one-hander. Comes up short. Stanlin yanks it off the bucket for the Chiefs. 4-2. Each team shaking off early jitters. That guy hasn't been jittery. Stephen Bryant's been terrific in the first few minutes. We're under 4 to play in the first quarter. Outside Doodle Hill. Tigers back in his zone. Kind of a matchup zone. There's a backdoor cut by Dunn, and he missed it. Had it right underneath the cup, and he couldn't drop it through. Dunn is only 5'11", but he got up there. And that's Cameron Kaler right there. Like that name. That's my son's name, Cameron. And Kaler spells it Koehler. And that's normal. Cameron Kaler, good West Virginia boy, although he's a Mountaineer. I'm a Herd man. Here's a dribble into the paint, and he got handcuffed. Jim Tolman whistles a foul against North Myrtle on the floor. It's a common foul, not shooting. But David Birch stands at the line like he's shooting, but it was not a shooting foul. David Birch, the first substitution for Wilson. Trying to get it to Lysander. They do. Eventually. Now backdoor cut. Nice job by Walker, but it's blocked. Good defense by Kevlik Bennett. Bennett blocked the shot on the run for NMB. Under 3 to play now. First 8 minutes. Second steal by North Myrtle. This is Josh Brown Holloman. Holloman misses it, and Livingston had it for a moment, lost it, and it's tied. Jeff Gandy. Gandy claims it, takes it back. Derek McQueen gives high fives all around, and Wilson is back even after falling behind 4-0. In the first 2 minutes, we're down to the final 2:40, and they finally even it up at 4 apiece. So you can tell we played 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and we've got a grand total of 8 points between the two. The tall gentleman that you'll see at the back of this pack right here, you see him reaching in, well, we'll show him to you later as well, is the one and only Andy Bostic. He played at South Carolina. His high school career was a great one at South Florence. Derek McQueen was his compadre from Darlington, St. John's. They're discussing some strategy together right now. But Andy Bostic played for the Gamecocks and had a pretty solid college career and played overseas professionally. Here's Kevlik. Bennett backs up on the right-hand quarter court. Gets pressured a little bit right there. Wilson has switched to a man-to-man again. They've gone alternating possessions, man and zone. Out front, Blake Walker almost strips it from Dunn again. Right up in his grill. Now Doodle Hill. Doodle being guarded by Jamal Bryant, and Bryant has him by about 8 inches. But Doodle drives by him, kicks it out for the 3 on the way. Heel of the rim, too strong. Dunn again 0 for 2. I think he missed his first 4 last week, but he eventually heated up in the second half. Stanlin outside Livingston. Stop and pop from 15. Big rebound by Josh Brown Holloman. Holloman Lead man pass. Dribble drive up into the paint. Fall away jumper. Sticks on the heel and then drops through. Jamal Bryant with his second bucket. He scored the first 2 for Wilson, and he has 4 of their 6. And they lead it for the first time. Doodle Hill dribbles around the defender. Outside for Stanley, trying to give the lead back. No. Back to Livingston. In the paint. Loses his dribble. He jumped over the top of Lysander. Knew he was going to come down on him, or he landed awkwardly. Lysander, offensive rebound, blocked from behind, jump ball. And Derek McQueen says, no foul? Joe Rosano right there in the picture says jump ball. Substitutions for the Chiefs. Into the ball game for the first time is Kendrick Furness, big-time quarterback on the football team, and a fall-away J by Jamal Bryant. He's starting to feel it. He has 6 of their 8, and they've scored 8 straight. North Myrtle Beach has gone about 5 minutes without a point. Inside the last half minute of the opening 8. Furness off to Bennett. Bennett looking for a backdoor from Stanley. Didn't get it to him. Bennett goes to the hole, and he's going to travel with it first. Tolman waves it off, and we're inside 20 seconds to play in the quarter, and North Myrtle Beach has been shut out since scoring the first 4 of the ball game. Both coaches will be happy to get this one first 8 minutes out of the way, as both struggled early on. Nice jump stop in the lane, off the back iron. Strong rebound for Mark, make that Clark McIntyre, and McIntyre keeps possession for North Myrtle as time runs out. And a disjointed first quarter, but a hard-fought one by North Myrtle Beach. They trail the visitors from Florence 8-4 at the end of 1 quarter. This is the HTC High School Basketball Game of the Week.
HTC Home Security watches over my family, home, business, and property 24 hours a day. And it's security I can afford to protect those that are most valuable to me. With free installation and a low monthly monitoring fee, HTC offers the added peace of mind and the protection that I need for the things that matter the most.
Get a security system for as low as $99 with free installation. Call HTC at 843-369-8971 today. Certain restrictions may apply.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Johnny Gardner Law.
I practice primarily family law. In family law, it's really important not only to understand the background and the law behind the case, but also to listen to your client and to understand their goals, their expectations, so you can work together to come to a really great resolution of the case.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
Second 8 minutes, a hard-fought first 8 ended in a 4-point lead. North Myrtle Beach scored the first 4 points, and Wilson has scored 8 straight, and they're going to get the ball. As the Chiefs turn it over, inbound to Lysander to David Birch. Birch crosses the 10-second stripe, fires it to Jamal Bryant, who has been almost unstoppable in the first few minutes. Actually, the last few. He's looking to go back door. Bounce pass, wide open. Birch hangs a 3, and it's way off the mark. And David Dunn, make that Drew Dunn. Little dipsy-do dribble. 3-point shot by Furness, and a big rebound by Birch. 6'2", he's a long 6'2". Jump pass outside Lysander for 3. Bang! 11 in a row by Wilson. Spanning the first and second quarter. Drew Dunn, guarded by Lysander. High ball screen at the head of the key. Cross-court pass to Stanley. Off to McIntyre. Back to Stanley. McIntyre. Dribble penetration. Baseline pass back to Dunn. Furness near the center jump circle. No shot clock. They can dribble as long as he wants. But it's man-to-man defense by the Tigers. And it's deflected right into the hands of Bryant. Bryant to the hole, loses the ball on the way. Chiefs fans wanted to travel, but Jake Rosick says that is a reach-in foul on the home team. And there's Andy Bostic, who I was talking about, former South Carolina Gamecock. Had a nice professional career overseas, now works for himself in Florence and is a volunteer assistant for the Tigers, and a good guy. He and Derek McQueen, both salt of the earth young men. Tough shot from the foul stripe. That's about the only thing Bryant's done wrong here in the first half of this game. He tipped in the first 2 points. He's played hard off the glass. Now he misfires on 2 free throws in a row, but Wilson tracks down the loose ball. It's Birch missing from about 10 feet. Lead pass to Stanley. Stanley, nice spin dribble. All the way to the hole, hanging, fires, too strong. Chiefs have gone about 7.5 minutes without a bucket. That ball hit the guide wire, so that's out of bounds. And they scored their first 4 points in the first 3 minutes, and it has been drought city ever since. And losing the ball, but last touch by Wilson. Lysander. North Myrtle having a hard time even getting a shot right now. They're moving the ball around the arc, but when they try to get it into the painted area, they got a lot of hands in their face and a lot of length. Here's an open 3 for Livingston. Front iron too strong. Lysander tries to lead a pass, but it's picked up by Birch after it was batted away by North Myrtle. 8-minute drought now. 3 deep straight away, no good. Lysander kicks it out, and Birch traveled before he stuck it on the floor. Cameron Kaler, I'm sure, wondering what it takes to get a ball to drop. That Livingston 3, he was wide open, couldn't have gotten a better look. Kendrick Furness up top. There's been their spark. Need to get Stephen Bryant back involved. Doodle Hill inside the jump circle at midcourt. They're going 1-4 low, spreading the court. Doodle into the, and there's a steal. That's the second for Blake Walker. Walker, finger roll, bucket. 13 straight for the Tigers, and Coach Kaler has seen enough. They have not scored since the 5.5-minute mark of the first quarter. They scored the first 4 points of the game and looked like they were going to rush out of here. Here's another one of those patented Blake Walker pickpocket. Walker, and avoided the defense as well. Nice finger roll on the HTC look back. Derek McQueen did look a little concerned when his team didn't score in the first 3.5 minutes of the ball game and were behind 4-0. But he's been anything but since. Running the baseline, inbounds to Kendrick Furness. Furness, the 5'11 senior. He's the starting quarterback for a couple of years on the football team. Reach-in foul on the visitors. That hairdo David Birch has almost looks like a hat. He's got his headband and then the hair sticking up above it. Drew Dunn, Doodle Hill, Stephen Bryant. This guy needs to make something happen. Catching it too far away from the hole. Furness, triple, no good. Bryant, there it is. I told you, Bryant, he's the guy. And he's got all 6 of North Myrtle Beach's points, and he's got a rebound. Bounce pass between 2 defenders. Doodle to the hole. Tipped up twice. No good. Livingston finally on the 3rd attempt for North Myrtle. Now they've gotten 4 in a row. 13-8. So Wilson's not scoring at a clip that would let them run away with it. Chiefs in the zone. Furness comes out to pressure the ball a little bit. Ooh, almost thrown away. Doodle anticipated it. Just couldn't quite get there. Far side to Walker. Walker dribbles high. Backs up, sends it around the arc. 3-point shot. No, they're going to call it a 2. Joe Rosano says that Birch's foot was on the line. So they break a 4-0 run by North Myrtle. Closing in on 3 minutes to play in the half. Looking for Bryant inside. That's where they got to get it, right there. And that's what happens. Stephen Bryant has 8 of their 10 points. Birch almost tossed it away. Doodle did anticipate that one. Far side, Walker. Walker curls into the paint. Jump pass outside. Nice up and under. That's Jamal Bryant. He has been their go-to guy. Exchanging buckets now. It's been the Jamal Bryant, Stephen Bryant show. Both Bryants. That's right. It's been the Bryant show. Almost a steal. That was a great anticipation by Walker. Hanging fire. Bryant tips. No good. And coming off of there was Lysander with it. Ahead to Gandy. Gandy, fall away jumper. Ricochets off, and Stephen Bryant has the rebound. Livingston for 3. He's missed 2. Make it 3 in a row from out there. And it's Jamal Bryant with the rebound. 10 points, or make that 12.5 points, 10 rebounds. And they're going to make the Chiefs come out of that zone somewhat. They get it to the high post. Ball is deflected right into the hands of Drew Dunn. Dunn to Hill. Lysander had the ball raked out of his hands. 17-10. Need to get it back to Bryant down low. Livingston spun out of the pick and roll. The double team almost cost possession, but there's a kick by Gandy. Wilson is so long along that front line. They're not extremely tall, but they have long arms and they can stretch out. And there's Bryant faking the 2. And he'll reset the offense. 80 seconds to play. First half. Doodle Hill off to Drew Dunn. Side ball screen. Stanley spins into the paint. Nice bounce pass, and Bryant wasn't quite ready for it. But a nice idea by Mike Stanley, or make that Matt Stanley. 1 minute to play first half. This first half is flown by the girls, and a nice up and under by Lysander. Duncan Lysander, 6'5" sophomore. I know his family's listening because he asked me before the game to make sure, or his family is watching on HTCConnect.com. And you can watch it all next week on HTC4. Starting Monday night at 9. And Matt Stanley to the hole, and they can't buy one right now. And Bryant struggling. Jump stop, pass underneath, and Bryant makes them pay. Jamal Bryant, 10 points in the half. He's got as many as the Chiefs themselves. 5 seconds. Bounce pass to Stephen Bryant, and he scores with 2 to play, and Stephen has 10 of their 12. So the 2 Bryants, Jamal and Stephen, each with an even 10 points in the first half, but a 21-12 lead for Wilson as this first half just screamed by. And by comparison, the girls, North Myrtle Beach trying to make it a sweep, but they're behind by 9 right now at halftime of your HTC High School Basketball Game of the Week.
HTC Home Security watches over my family, home, business, and property 24 hours a day. And it's security I can afford to protect those that are most valuable to me. With free installation and a low monthly monitoring fee, HTC offers the added peace of mind and the protection that I need for the things that matter the most.
Get a security system for as low as $99 with free installation. Call HTC at 843-369-8971 today. Certain restrictions may apply.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Johnny Gardner Law.
I like working with people, and so one of the things I find most satisfying in real estate is being able to facilitate either the purchase for a new home buyer or the sale of a home for someone who's looking to transition and possibly move on. It gives me great satisfaction.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
It's here, the grand opening of the all-new Sparks Toyota. Shop in style in Sparks Toyota's brand new facility.
The all-new Sparks Toyota is celebrating with special grand opening pricing on every new Toyota. Buy the new 2014.5 Camry starting at $17,999, or drive the new 2014.5 Camry SE for $199 a month. Plus, when you buy, take advantage of the Sparks Preferred Customer Program.
Don't miss the grand opening of the all-new Sparks Toyota, where the dealer is always in.
At Farm Bureau Insurance, we don't believe in one-size-fits-all. Local agents work with you to select the right coverage that fits your needs and budget. We are your one-stop for auto, home, and life insurance. Our in-house brokerage agency also offers affordable options for coastal property. Get great savings and service from a company ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. Call local agent Clayleen Gore at 444-0851 to explore the many benefits of Farm Bureau Insurance.
South Atlantic Bank is now open in Georgetown at 1187 North Fraser Street. Our experienced bankers provide the friendly and attentive service we're known for, along with the technology you want. From our Go Mobile banking app to text message alerts and next-day service on debit cards, South Atlantic Bank is the place for your complete banking relationship. Visit us in Georgetown at 1187 North Fraser Street or in Myrtle Beach, Myrtle's Inlet, and Follies Island. South Atlantic Bank, people you know and trust.
The kids are off to college, so my wife and I are remodeling. But instead of calling her Uncle Joe, we're using the HTC Yellow Pages. I say new patio. She says landscaping. New carpet works for me. She's thinking hardwood. I suggest a fireplace. She wants a chandelier. Whatever we choose for our empty nest, we can easily find it in the directory and at htcsearch.com, the local source for everything in the region. Flip, click, touch, and get to it with the HTC Yellow Pages.
And we're back at halftime of the North Myrtle Beach-Wilson Region 7 3A matchup. And Wilson needing a win desperately, being 0-1 in region play on the road here tonight against the Chiefs. They lead it by 9, 21-12. And at halftime, it's time to present an HTC game ball tonight, as I am with Ingrid Edge of the North Myrtle Beach Lady Chiefs. And I said, because of the wear and tear that you had to go through, the bumps, the bangs, the bruises, and spending as much time on your back tonight as you did on your pins, you are tonight's player of the game. HTC game ball goes to you.
Thank you.
Ingrid. And you got a good cheering crowd behind you there. Well, hey, now, I know that you got frustrated several times with the no calls on you, and then they would call it ticky-tack foul on you. I was impressed that you kept your head about you. You never got to the point where you just threw your arms up and said, "To heck with it." So, and you got to, again, you've got to have that type of attitude, and you played really, really well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
is that now? I've noticed. I told your head coach Jude Hunt the last game. I said, Ingrid is like energy personified. He says she doesn't know how to play any other way.
No, sir.
So, I mean, and it doesn't look like you worry about your offense as much, but I saw the drives into the lane were really more to help the team than it was to pad your stats.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think this team has a chance to win a region championship this year?
Yes, sir, I do. We're running and gunning it. We have a young team, but I appreciate every last one of them. Everybody has something to bring to the table.
Well, Ingrid was sitting right behind me when I was going to send somebody to get her here at halftime, and I told her, "You're Ingrid Edge, aren't you?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, the ball is yours, so take that home and enjoy it."
Yes, sir, I will.
Right?
Thank you.
Congratulations, Ingrid.
Thank you very much.
All right. It's halftime, and the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs trailing by 9, 21-12. They need to do something. They scored the first 4 points of the half, then gave up 13 straight spanning the first and the second quarter, but they got it untracked in the last few minutes, helped by Stephen Bryant's 10 points. But Jamal Bryant, his namesake on the other side, is also in the books for 10 in the first half, and he's gotten a lot more help. They lead at 21-12. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the start of the second half of your HTC High School Basketball Game of the Week.
HTC Home Security watches over my family, home, business, and property 24 hours a day. And it's security I can afford to protect those that are most valuable to me. With free installation and a low monthly monitoring fee, HTC offers the added peace of mind and the protection that I need for the things that matter the most.
Get a security system for as low as $99 with free installation. Call HTC at 843-369-8971 today. Certain restrictions may apply.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Johnny Gardner Law.
I practice primarily family law. In family law, it's really important not only to understand the background and the law behind the case, but also to listen to your client and to understand their goals, their expectations, so you can work together to come to a really great resolution of the case.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
Inside the North Myrtle Beach High Gymnasium, big crowd here tonight. Good Friday night action in Region 7 3A. And Wilson, I know, was extremely embarrassed by losing at home in their region opener, and to a team that hadn't had a great early season, but you never know. Craig Martin's team, they have great shooters, and Bryce Snyder and Wayne Gray's young son, Will. They are terrific shooters, and when they get hot, three-point shot can keep you in a lot of games, and they must have buried many of them last Saturday afternoon over at Wilson. So the Tigers have had a week to think about getting beat by Myrtle Beach and go on the road against a very tough North Myrtle Beach team. As I told you in the pregame, the only games in the regular season that they have lost to this point have been to Conway, and they lost a Christmas tournament matchup right here in the shootout by the sea to Hillcrest of Simpsonville, who is ranked number 2 in 4A this week. And Conway's only loss was to the number 1 ranked 4A team in Wando and to St. James, but St. James lost to this North Myrtle Beach team on Monday night. The game was on Monday night to avoid the midterm exams or the end of semester exams, and so North Myrtle Beach at 1-0, overlooking the Wilson Tigers at 0-1, although the Tigers are on top by 9 at halftime. Stephen Bryant, the 6'3 sophomore, scored 10 of their 12 points. He had all 8 of their first 8 and scored the last 2 of the half at about 2 seconds left, and then pulled down the rebound to keep Wilson off the board. And Wilson's own Bryant, Jamal Bryant, 6'2 sophomore, who averages 12.5 points and 10 rebounds, scored 10 of their 21 in the first half. So it's the Bryant and Bryant show for each team here in the first half, and we're just about set for second half action as Jim Tolman hangs on to the basketball to put it in play. I do believe it'll be Wilson basketball to begin the second half, so they'll start with the ball and the lead as Derek McQueen, the former Darlington Blue Devil and Wake Forest Demon Deacon, leads his team right now in front. And again, Coach Cameron Kaler, West Virginia Mountaineer. Normally I don't like Mountaineers, But that one I do. He's a good dude. Very nice. He came over and introduced himself before the game because we didn't have a chance to speak before the game last Friday at Conway, and Wilson was trying to set a pick underneath. Jeff Gandy had his back to the pass, and it hit him and ricocheted out of bounds. So the first possession is empty for the Wilson Tigers. See what North Myrtle Beach does with their first touch of the ball here in the third quarter. Stanley, sideline left, into the paint. Livingston, nice wraparound to Stephen Bryant, and Bryant couldn't hang on. That's the way it's been through much of this contest. Stanley misses the three, but it's rebounded Livingston. Back up, Drew Dunn. Dunn gets his first two of the ball game. He missed a couple of trifectas in the first half, but he did that last week against Conway and opened the third quarter burying a few. Here's a fall-away jumper. It's off the mark. Wilson, though, with an offensive rebound, head and ball fake a couple of times, tipped up once, twice good, and that's Jamal Bryant again. He started the game with a tip in. Stanley hasn't connected from the bonus sphere or inside it all night. Bryant almost tracks down another loose ball. Each team is connected on a bucket here in the second half, but that's it. Slow start to the ball game as well. Neither team scored in the first minute or so, and North Myrtle Beach scored the first four and then saw 13 in a row dropped on them by the Tigers. You got to get Bryant more involved. There's Livingston yanging a three again. Tipped up Bryant, tipped up twice Bryant. He's got 12 now of their 16. Livingston has come up empty from beyond the stripe all night. He's not made one, neither is Stanley, neither is Dunn. They've all had good looks. Almost a travel by Bryant. Turn around in the paint, turn around, good. Count it by Jeff Gandy. Little step back. 8-footer. That's becoming a staple of the college game now, the little step back mid-range J. All right, almost, or make that Walker, almost reached in and picked up the personal instead of picking the pocket. Stephen Bryant, Stanley, Doodle Hill, Drew Dunn. Everybody in the starting lineup has touched it except Livingston on this possession. Livingston standing in the left corner looking for it, now comes up head of the key. At least handling the ball well. Now it's Bryant. He turns around in the lane. A little jump stop. Rises for the hanging one-hander, and it comes out. Only a sophomore. He'll perfect that move. Jamal Bryant. Another steady sophomore. Walker. He hasn't scored but one bucket tonight. Turnaround J is good by Gandy again. Gandy, back to back. 2-pointers around the 3-second area. Stanley, Matthew puts it on the floor twice. Walker almost coming in to rake it away. Another Dunn three comes out. Livingston with a fall away, two, strips the cords. First bucket tonight for Josh Livingston. So maybe Stephen Bryant will get a little more help from his teammates here in the second half. Inside 4 minutes to play in the third. There's a Walker fadeaway. He got fouled on the attempt. He'll toss up a pair from the line, and he drains the front end of a two-shot foul. Snaps up his second, and this one is dead on. 29-18. Lead is still 9. It's what it's been since the break. It's 21-12 at halftime. Actually, the lead has grown to 11. My math is, or I looked at the numbers wrong. Lead is up to 11. 8-6 here in the second half. Matthew Stanilin will inbound. Baseline left. In for the first time in the second half, Kevlik Bennett. He'll replace Josh Livingston. Stanilin all the way to the backcourt. Doodle Hill calls out a play. Directs traffic. Sends Dunn to the far corner. Up high comes Stephen Bryant to get it. Reach in. That was all over Stanilin's arms by Jeff Gandy. Thought Rosick was going to let it go there for a second. He tooted him up late. Stanilin. He has his pocket pick this time by Jamal Bryant. Bryant, coast to coast, off to the point guard, David Birch, and Birch flies into the cup with the left hand. Dunn the other way, 2-on-1. Stephen Bryant has his arms wrapped by Blake, or make that Josh Brown Holloman. This was a nice little jump pass inside, and then Holloman gets him across the arms. Stephen Bryant, and he makes the foul shot. Drew a lot of iron and glass, but finally cotton. An even 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Kendrick Furness back in the ball game for the Chiefs. Second foul shot on the way, and Rick's out. A 12-point lead. Wilson trying to add to it. And air ball all the way over the rack. Kevlik Bennett. Stop and start dribble. And the ball is deflected out of bounds by Birch. Side out on the left. Doodle puts it on the floor quickly. Off to Dunn. Back to Hill. They're trying to get it to Bryant in the low post, but doing a heck of a job inside is Jaquan Jackson. Jackson has the length, and they try to lob it inside to him. It's stolen by the Tigers. Leaving it back for Jeff Gandy, and he has made 3 straight buckets for Wilson. And they have extended the lead out to 14, their biggest of the ball game. North Myrtle Beach just can't find any offense right now, or can't get it in the paint with the length of the Wilson Tigers. It's a full timeout for North Myrtle, and Cameron Kaler is going to have to draw up something to try to get Stephen Bryant free, or at least get Drew Dunn and Matthew Stanilin off the schneid from downtown. Neither one has hit a 3 tonight. Josh Livingston finally poured in a 2 on his last shot, but he's had numerous open looks for a 3-point shot all night. More from the North Myrtle Beach cheerleaders. They've had a fun night so far. Wilson answers back, and they've been dancing up a storm on the other side. 2:12 to go. Third quarter. Wilson brought a respectable amount of fans with them tonight, but North Myrtle Beach has filled up the home side. They've been here since about midway through the girls' game. And Doodle Hill, he's not known for his point production, so you got to get done. And a nice pass to Stephen Bryant, and that's what Cameron Kaler drew up. The little pick and roll for Bryant, and Doodle Hill executed it perfectly. Kendrick Furness is in for his defense. He comes to try to double team. They get it off to Walker. Blake Walker backs up near the center line. Here's the steal. Stephen Bryant. Who else? Kevleek Bennett. He's caught in no man's land. He might need to call timeout. Finally gets it away to Hill. There's Dunn. Lane opens up for him. Hanging one-hander, in and out. That ball was halfway through the rim, and it came back out. And a foul should have been called right there, but Stephen Bryant is going to get a one. An and one. Stephen Bryant picked up the loose ball. He scores back-to-back buckets, cuts the lead back to 10, and can make it single digits from the line. And a timeout for Derek McQueen. He doesn't like this turn of events. 2 straight buckets by Bryant inside. They were able to get it to Stephen on the pick and roll, and here he picks up the loose ball off the miss. Well, I thought that was a foul on both on Dunn and on Hill, or on Bryant. Dunn, I thought, drew the foul against Wilson. They didn't call it, and then Bryant got the bucket and one. See, it's full up on the home side. And good-looking crowd. Normally my partners in crime, if you will, are here. The 2 North Myrtle Beach graduates, Wayne White and Tyler Watkins. But Tyler is on a surf. Now here's a save inbound, so they get 4 on that trip. Instead of a 3-point play conventionally, they miss the foul shot but get the offensive rebound and score 2 buckets on that trip. So now with a steal in the front court, they're going to have a chance to make it 6 in a row on 2 trips. Doodle all the way to the hole, got fouled, no whistle. But it was batted out. Jake Rosick had a good look at it and did not whistle the foul on this drive. See for yourself. Hard drive down. Boy, he looked like his arm was ripped off. And no whistle. But they did touch the ball. Livingston is back in. Thought about hanging another 3, but instead he sends it around the perimeter. And you had a push on Jaquan Jackson that they didn't see. Jackson has lots of length. They get the switch, and now a switch back. Jackson is holding Stephen Bryant again. The officials they've got to stop that, but a 5-second violation. Jaquan Jackson is literally undressing Stephen Bryant, and the officials are ignoring it. And I think Cameron Kaler has just let Jake Rosick have an earful. Here comes the trap. They get it away to Walker. Walker drives the lane. Knifes between 2 defenders. Puts up the shot short. And Bennett yanks it off the cup for North Myrtle. Backdoor, Stephen Bryant. Boy, I thought he would have gone up with that one. Bryant short on the shot. Stephen Bryant, though, shots too late after the buzzer to end the 3rd quarter. But North Myrtle cuts into it a little bit after falling behind by 15. They get it back to single digits before the end of the 3rd. It's 33-25, and this is the HTC High School Basketball Game of the Week.
HTC Home Security watches over my family, home, business, and property 24 hours a day. And it's security I can afford to protect those that are most valuable to me. With free installation and a low monthly monitoring fee, HTC offers the added peace of mind and the protection that I need for the things that matter the most.
Get a security system for as low as $99 with free installation. Call HTC at 843-369-8971 today. Certain restrictions may apply.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Johnny Gardner Law.
I practice primarily family law. In family law, it's really important not only to understand the background and the law behind the case, but also to listen to your client and to understand their goals, their expectations, so you can work together to come to a really great resolution of the case.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
North Myrtle Beach down by 8, but they'll have the ball to begin the final 8 minutes. And Kendrick Furness having trouble getting it in. Finally finds big man Josh Livingston in the backcourt, and then he returns it to him. A lot of hands by Wilson of late. Bryant catches it high post. Not a place where he's going to score. Dunn yanks it from 3, but a rebound. Kivleek Bennett, but he had his pocket picked by Bryant. Or make that Walker. That's his 3rd steal of the ball game. Told you he averages 6 every night. He's well on his way to doing it again. Josh Brown Holloman guards the basketball. Furness, not the best ball handler in the world. Need to get that ball into Doodle Hill's hands, but he's out of the ball game right now. Drew Dunn can do it. He fakes the 3. He's going to dial it up from 2. There's another steal. This time Brown Holloman. And Josh Livingston fouled him while he was in the air, so it's a 2-shot foul. Yeah, Livingston, I think this was a frustration foul too. He bumped him before he went up, but he was in the act. So slides the front end. Derek McQueen showing some defensive stance for his big man without fouling, and he fouled a bunch and a couple of trips, and they ignored it. Tip up by Jamal Bryant. He's done that a couple of times tonight. He leads all scorers with 14. I believe Stephen Bryant also has 14. And we got a whistle away from the basketball, and this one is going to go on Jaquan Jackson. Finally got him. He's been manhandling Stephen Bryant inside. Jeff Gandy takes a seat. And David Birch, I believe, comes back. That was Blake Walker. Yeah, it was David Birch. David Birch comes in. Doodle Hill back in for North Myrtle now. And he may have went over and back. And the official was blocked out, but Stephen Bryant, strong move by the big sophomore. Lead, though, still 9. Chiefs in the zone, so the Tigers going to milk some clock. Little crossover by Holloman, has the ball stripped away from him, but picked up by Jaquan Jackson, and Jackson Bank is open on this Friday night. Back to a double-digit lead for the Tigers here on the road. Doodle fakes the shot, puts it on the floor, and Derek McQueen almost explodes out of his loafers. Not disagreeing with the call, but wondering why his guys fouled 25 feet from the bucket. Duncan Lysander back in the ballgame for Wilson. He'll patrol the inside. Stanland also checks back in for the Chiefs. Livingston all the way around the horn. Down the lane, lost the dribble. I don't know if it was touched by Wilson or not. Jake Rosick says it was. So it'll go to the Chiefs on the home end. Stanley triggers. And it's batted by Lysander. That was a lazy pass by Stanley. Coach Kaler not happy with that. Lysander is long, boy. You can't just throw a half-hearted pass nearby him. Doodle to the hole. Blocked from behind by Jackson. 6'5" senior. Blocks it out of bounds. And did Rosick call a foul? Might have been a technical. Yeah, they must have got Jackson for a technical foul. Here's the Doodle Hill drive. And it looked like it was a pretty clean block, but then he told him about it. That's why he got the technical. Yep. He went back and told him about it. And Stanlin makes him pay. Hits the front end of a 2-shot technical. Back to 10. Can be single digits again. It is. Those are Stanlin's first points tonight, though. You got to get more production out of him rather than foul shots. Hill brings it across the 10-second stripe. Gets a high ball screen. Sends it over to Livingston. Right back to Hill, and it hits the official. But he's in play. I don't know about that one. He may have had 1 foot out of bounds, but if that ball drops in play, it's a live ball. That's not stoppage right there. Block shot, great job, Doodle Hill. Doodle blocked it from behind on Walker, ahead to Bennett, double pump shot, counted. And an official timeout. Allow Drew Dunn to come into ball game, replaces Livingston. The officials stopped play, and I don't know why, but maybe it was touched coming through the net. 7-point ball game. This is close as North Myrtle Beach has been in a while. Lysander off to Walker, double team. Back to Lysander. Lysander runs over the defender, and it's an offensive foul. And Derek McQueen is livid. His hands on top of his head. He walks all the way to the exit. Offensive foul on Lysander. So North Myrtle Beach make it a 2-possession game right here. 7-point lead with 4.5 to play. Off to Hill, now Stanlin, he jacks a 3, in and out, but a big rebound, counted and one! Stephen Bryant has been a man among boys for North Myrtle Beach tonight. He yanked that rebound off the backboard right here. Watch it. Yanks it away and then gets fouled on the putback. Lysander is called for the personal on each end. He didn't play a lot to begin the fourth quarter, and maybe that's why Derek McQueen was trying to keep him safe, and conventional 3-point play executed. 4-point ball game. It was as many as 16. Here's a drive. That could be another offensive foul. It is. The second consecutive charging foul against Wilson. Coach McQueen is incredulous on that one. He was just exploited on the last one. He was so upset. But that one, there's a foul, but it's no whistle. Loose ball picked up by Walker. He throws it up on the run and gets fouled, and Drew Dunn has got his arms spread wide going, really? No foul? It looked like he was bumped from behind, but not enough contact to lose the ball, which he did. And we're under 4 minutes to play. Final 8th of this contest. Both foul shots count. Sends it back to a 6-point game. But that means it's still 2 possessions. See if Stanlin can finally get on track. Or Drew Dunn. Dunn hasn't made a 3 tonight either. But Doodle's going to take it all the way to the rack, and he scores. He goes coast to coast with the dribble and puts it in the basket, and that's not what he's known for. Lysander. He sticks it on the floor, and Doodle Hill reaches in and steals it, but Zander gets it right back. Lysander missed it, missed a second putback. A third will count for the Tigers, and that's Blake Walker. And Coach McQueen says timeout. And he's talking to the official with a smile on his face, to Jake Rosie. I think he was more relieved than anything right there. With 3:24 to go, they dodged a bullet. 3 offensive rebounds and a stick back finally for the smallest guy on the court, 5'10" Blake Walker. He had 2 offensive rebounds and a score amongst the trees. Coach Kaler was talking about, he was reading the riot act to his team in that huddle there. And the smallest guy on the floor scores beneath the cylinder. All right, Wilson is going to throw some token pressure at North Myrtle. I don't think this is to steal anything. It's just to keep them from fast breaking again. And Doodle Hill walks it across the dividing line this time to Dunn. Dunn looks at a 3, decides not to take it. Stanley high away from the ball. Stanley into the paint. He's going to take it strong to the hole, and he lays it in with the right hand. Curling into the hoop from the left wing. So it's 4 again. Duncan Lysander almost lost it, not paying attention. And that's what he can do. You can throw that ball high to Lysander and to Jackson. To Walker. 2.5 to go. Wide open. Birch. 2-pointer. Splash! David Birch. Big shot. Baseline right. Very high ball screen right there. Set by Bryant. Back to Hill. Hill, dribble drive baseline. Decides to give it to Stanley. Stanley, boy, got bailed out. Gets it right back, and he's underneath with 2. Stanley. Well, he says if it's not working outside the stripe, I'll set up in the paint. Make people pay from there. Still 2 possessions, though. 2 minutes. Walker between the wheels, near side to Gandy. Jeff Gandy, he was huge for 3 or 4 possessions in a row. I think he scored like 3 possessions consecutively for the Tigers about midway through the 3rd. Jamal Bryant has been quiet for a while, but he was the main cog in the wheel that helped them build the 9-point lead at halftime and as many as a 16-point advantage. And there comes Bryant. Right on cue. Thanks, Coach Derrick. Outside, Walker to Bryant, and he went back court. He got help, yes. Coach McQueen's going, really? He got pushed in the back court. He got help there for sure, but a timeout for North Myrtle. Kaler is going to draw up another play. The last time he did this, he drew up a pick and roll for Stephen Bryant, and it worked terrifically. Doodle Hill got the little pick at the head of the key, drew the double team, and bounced a pass right between the 2 players, and Bryant had an easy 2. So the pick and roll worked the way it was drawn up the last time they did this. Let's see what Kaler draws up this time. 93 seconds to play. This has been a fabulous contest, a quick and quickly played game. The players are all quick, and the game has flown by. 4-point contest, though. We're not even to 9 o'clock yet. Hey, and my man, all right, HTC look back. And he made contact with him, but I don't know if it was enough to push him in the backcourt. And my man Wayne White, who I mentioned him and Tyler earlier, I said Tyler's on a surfing junket to Panama. NBA 3! Cuts it to a 1-point contest. Yeah, Tyler Watkins, North Myrtle Beach grad, is in Panama for a month. And Wayne White just texted me and says he's watching the game in Maine. So he's way up north. Tyler's way down south. And here's a reach in. That's finally going to be whistled on Stanley. And Jim Tolman is telling him to get away from Gandy. And Gandy was smart. He just stood there with the ball, stared at Stanley, not in an angry way, just to basically go, really? But Stanley, he's trying to play tough, and they walk. No, a double dribble. And Jamal Bryant can't believe it. Derek McQueen feels like he's getting the short straw every trip this time. And finally done. I told you he started slow. He was very quiet from three-point range against Conway, and he hits the biggest shot of the night on the last trip. They can take the lead on this possession. Lysander reaches in, and McQueen says that was very little contact. But Jim Tolman says we're going to send Bennett to the line, and it's the double bonus now. They can take the first lead of the second half. The only lead they had in this ball game was at 4-0. And the free throw is no good. That's David Birch coming back for Wilson. Jaquan Jackson exits. And we've got less than a minute to play. Chance to tie right here. Kevleek Bennett knocks the ball game up at 44. It's the first time we've been tied since it was 4-4. And are they going to count the bucket? Yes. I thought I heard a whistle, but no stoppage of play. That was a court length drive that puts the Tigers back in front by a pair. No contact really there. Blake Walker went down to Dunn. Spinning, whirling dervish comes out. And a big win, but Stanley has his shot blocked. Fight for the rebound. Loose ball to North Myrtle, and a foul on the Tigers. It's going to go against Blake Walker. Stanley bowed his neck right there. Got that loose ball, had his shot blocked from Duncan Lysander. And we've got less than a half minute to go now, and we are all even if he makes these two foul shots. And it is a double bonus, so he gets two, but he missed it. Stanley hit two technical foul shots earlier that drew the Chiefs down to single digits. They've come all the way back. They tied it at 44, and then they allowed Walker to go the length of the court and lay it up without a whole lot of interference. Taking a look back, HTC, there's the block. Now they fight for the rebound. Nice job, and boy, that was tiny contact to call the foul there. But Stanley miscut the first of two foul shots. He hoists his second, and this one is perfect. Swish. But it's still a one-point game. And Doodle Hill fouls Jeff Gandy. Gandy? I don't know. Well, they're not in the 1-and-1 yet. It's a double bonus for Wilson, but not for North Myrtle. And Stephen Henry pulls the shirt of Jeff Gandy, and Gandy, that was the 7th team foul. So it's a 1-and-1. Bryant needs to not hang on to the shirt. You can reach in and foul, but you don't want to risk an intentional foul where they get two shots and the ball. First foul shot on target for Gandy, and he didn't sweat it. He reloads, eyes, fires, bullseye. 3-point lead, but it's a one-possession game. Kevleek Bennett, 20 seconds. Drew Dunn, you know, is going to be looking to jack one from distance. And Coach Kaler is going to draw it up with 16.3 to play in the ball game. 48-45, Coach Kaler. His team with a 1-0 record in Region 7 3A. Wilson is 0-1. North Myrtle Beach, they win, guarantee themselves at least a share of the region lead. And if Wilson falls, boy, would that put them behind the 8 ball. Big time. To start region play 0-2. It's almost unforgivable with the teams that are as good in this conference. St. James, Myrtle Beach showed that they are capable by beating Wilson last week. Georgetown, Lake City, they're pretty good, but I thought Wilson and St. James were the class of the conference, and they are both 0-1. All right, final 10 seconds coming up. Doodle Hill inside the jump circle. Let's see if they've drawn up the right 3. Dunn. Stanley. Back to Dunn. Down to 2 seconds. 1. Jacks it up. Dunn. No good. Game over. Wilson ties it. 1-1 for North Myrtle Beach. The Tigers 1-1 in region play. And they had to fight every tooth and every nail to get it, because we were tied at 4 and we were tied at 44. And the final minute and a half was a 4-1 win. And that's the difference in the ball game for the Wilson Tigers. We'll come back, give our HTC game ball to the player of the game from the Wilson Tigers. We'll tell you who that is when we return on your HTC High School Basketball Game of the Week.
HTC Home Security watches over my family, home, business, and property 24 hours a day. And it's security I can afford to protect those that are most valuable to me. With free installation and a low monthly monitoring fee, HTC offers the added peace of mind and the protection that I need for the things that matter the most.
Get a security system for as low as $99 with free installation. Call HTC at 843-369-8971 today. Certain restrictions may apply.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Johnny Gardner Law.
I practice primarily family law. In family law, it's really important not only to understand the background and the law behind the case, but also to listen to your client and to understand their goals, their expectations, so you can work together to come to a really great resolution of the case.
Johnny Gardner Law, with offices in Myrtle Beach and Conway. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there.
Back on the north end of the Grand Strand for your HTC High School Basketball Game of the Week wrap-up. A great win for the Wilson Tigers to even their record at 1-1 in region play with a surprising loss last Saturday to Myrtle Beach. They bounce back on the road and win tonight at North Myrtle Beach, 48-45. Had a great first game. The girls of North Myrtle Beach get the split tonight as they beat the Wilson Tigers here at home. And I just got a fist bump from Ingrid Edge, our HTC player of the game from the girls contest for North Myrtle Beach. And well, for the Wilson Tigers, I could go with Blake Walker, Jaquan Jackson with his defense that he played on Stephen Bryant in the second half. Jeff Gandy was terrific at times, but the guy who put this game not out of reach by any stretch of the imagination, but gave them the early lead and was the catalyst to jump on top in the first half was Jamal Bryant. And I said at halftime it was the Bryant and Bryant show, but for Wilson, Jamal Bryant gets tonight's HTC game ball for the Wilson Tigers to take back to Florence with him. Want to thank everybody for being with us tonight here at North Myrtle Beach High School. I was solo this evening, but we're going to have Ashley Smith back with us in weeks to come, and we will be at Sockasty next week as the Sumter Gamecocks come to the beach, and my friend Lane Harris and Tommy Johnson are going to bring you the broadcast. I'm going to head to Huntington, West Virginia to see my good friend Dan D'Antoni in the mighty Marshall Thundering Herd next week, but I'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll have a full slate of games the rest of this year. So check out the Socastee and Sumter game next Friday night. But this game will be live on HTC, or actually on tape delay, on HTC4 on Monday night at 9 p.m. and throughout the week next week. But congratulations again to Jamal Bryant, to head coach Derek McQueen, and the entire Wilson Tiger basketball team. They're a winner tonight by 3, 48-45. A tough, hard-fought game. I want to thank my camera people, as always, Nick and Raph up top. Down here beside me, Banana Jack Murphy in the truck. It's a good group. Jay Money, my man, or our good friend, Natalie Adams, our coordinator of all the graphics. She's been doing a good job with that tonight. And, of course, our producer is Robbie Bischoff, and our director is Donald Smith. Thank you for everybody's help tonight. I'm Ellen Smothers, and your final score, once again, the Wilson Tigers 48, the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs 45. So long, everybody.